It's live. Okay, I think it's
Yes.
all right. So hi guys, we have my very good friend Deepak here. So Deepak is CEO of Street Lamp Games, and like he is also the head of Crazy Hubs Hyderabad, which we had a conversation regarding Crazy Labs to Surajit. So he's the head of Crazy Hubs Hyderabad, and like he is having running the hub there. So hi Deepak, how are you?
Hi, Bessie. I'm absolutely good. How are you, man?
I'm good. I'm good. Great to have you
Yeah,
here. So,
it's
Deepak, like we have this game jammers who are making games, and like let's start with a quick introduction about yourself. Like how you started your career and like in the journey in the game industry, and like uh, how you started Street Lamp Games.
sure. I won't say any dramatic journey of mine. I'll be very simple. So, back in 2014, I started this journey back in 2014 with a few gamers who wants to make some games. So, as a gamer, my approach went towards that side. And at a particular time, I had a choice to choose between my MBA in USA or start a gaming company and make games. And I took a risk and started Seatlam Games around 6-7 years back in a small town called Nellore, which is in Andhra Pradesh, right? With just one guy and with a 3 lakh rupees in my hand, right? So just with passion, without any prior knowledge, nothing, no knowledge, we started making games. So that way, we made a game called Gravity Bridge, which took around 3 to 4 months. That's my simple journey into gaming industry, Beshi.
Okay, so that's how the Street
Yes.
Lamp game started, and Nellore.
Yes. Yes.
All right, cool. So, tell, like you have achieved a lot of things in premium games, and you're like
Yep.
succeeding in hyper casual as well. So,
Yep.
tell me about the Street Lamp games journey. Like, how far you came, like on the your journey on premium games as well as the hyper casual games. That
Yes. So, all over India, most of you guys know me as like a guy who makes premium games rather than hyper casual games. So, post Gravity Bridge, which was a huge flop for us, which we earned nothing. So, from that, we learned a lot of mistakes, right? A lot from those mistakes actually. So, from that time, we decided to make high quality games with our limited knowledge. So we started making games, and it took us 6 to 7 months. We made a game called Qbots: The Origins. It was released only in Steam as a PC game. Initially, our aim was making that game earning $1,000 for, a lifetime earnings. For our surprise, we earned $4,000 in a single day with our limited knowledge on gaming, Beshi, right?
yes,
And I hope you remember back in 2017, it was award-winning game.
yeah,
We stood next to you in that same conference, IGDC,
yes,
right?
yes,
Then, still, according to the Indian industry, we're still small guys. Later that same year, we started making game called Bombarica, which took 6 months for us to release that game. And eventually, Bombarica became one of the top-rated game in India, and it became the first Indian game to win Indie Prize for Best Mobile Game of the Year award in Casual Connect London. So, and which ended up getting 1+ million downloads for a pay-to-play game. It's not a free-to-play game. So these are big numbers, right? Then, we made Kazdarena, we started working on Nira. Then our focus was shifted towards premium to hyper casual games back in 2019, while working simultaneously on premium games. Right. So from 2019 till now, we worked with the 20 plus publishers. And yes, with, as you know, we work with Lion Studios, Voodoo, Homa, Moni, We made around 70 plus games, and we had a couple of mini successes with Jeans Pant Maker and Pole Gymnastics. This is a brief journey about mine from premium games to hyper casual games, Beshi. So yep, and currently we are working with Crazy Labs. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, like, you've been on a path for premium games for a very long time. So, what are the pros
Yes.
and cons of making a premium game, and like, what are the challenges for an indie developer who likes to make a premium game? So, what are the things that they can be aware of? Like, what are the challenges they will be faced in India?
In India, yes, I would say quite a few pros and cons. Let's talk about pros. So, making a premium game, you'll have more creative freedom, and you can create more depth to your story, more depth to your game, right? End of the day, you can end up learning a lot of new things from premium games, right? So, this is a basic pros. But when you're starting an indie studio or indie developer from India, there are more cons, right? So. Cons would be like finances, time, team, resources, and right marketing. So, I mean, most of the times we can technically never finish the project on time, right? So, and that leads to high budgets. So, the finances is a very big thing for developers, indie developers, right? And let's say you and I, we started making premium games. We estimated our game to be finished in 4 months, and eventually finished the game in 11 months.
Yes.
The extra
Yes.
7 months is a big finances, which the new indie game developers will foresee it. They cannot foresee it technically, right? So. And the third point which I want to talk is the teams. So we think that like our teammates will stick to us for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, but by the end of making a premium game, in middle of it, few teammates will leave, and you don't know where to go, which direction to go. I mean, we stuck or not. So finding a right team that matters, right? Who can take the project till the end. Okay, and the final point will be making a game is just 50%, but the 50% is marketing your game. The most of the new indie studios don't know how to market their game. They don't have much of a clue on whom to approach, whether to go with a publisher or whether to release it alone. Right? There that many cons are there, Beshi.
Yes.
Yes.
Like we face issues like that since like when we did like our first premium game, like even like we too had this doubt, like where to approach, like how to sell our games. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
it's always about like selling your game, and like or else like nothing would be matter. So yeah, that's
There are epic games out there with just 50 downloads, 100 downloads, and they're epic games. Seriously, if some publishers find them, if they release it, it can reach 10 million, 20 million downloads. But they don't know whom to approach, and that's it. They're gone. Oof.
right. So there are like some premium games, like like good quality games that's coming from India. Some
Yes.
people might have doubt like how those games are like succeeding. Like why can't our game succeed in that way? So what would you say to those people?
Okay, probably they would have taken Raji, right, or hit games from Vaibhava Chirag, who released their games,
Yes.
because they promoted really, really well. Marketing your game is a big thing, right? A very, very big thing. So these guys, we know some people in iOS, Apple or Google, we approach them 2 to 3 months before to feature our game. We showcase our game to them. We request them to feature our game, like a game of the day, game of the week, right? So there'll be process, and they'll see the game. They'll tell us changes. We do the changes, and then we reapply. And before that, they most of the indie studios will approach YouTube and Twitch influencers. We'll give the game keys, and we ask them to play the game. We ask them to give a genuine feedback on the game. Right, and we specialize in approaching some game media houses, critics. Right, we ask them to review the game. If they like it, they'll put our game on their channels. If they don't like it, they'll just throw it off. Not a problem. It's all about creating a buzz around your game. It's just not like, next Sunday I'm releasing my game, Macha, please play the game. It's not that way. You need to create the buzz at least 4 months before, 5 months before. Hey, our game is coming up. There are many Facebook channels, Instagram channels. You go there, put your game, ask your suggestions. I mean, you need to create a community around your game. Whether it's 100 members or 1,000 members, doesn't matter. You need to create a community around it. Right? Yes. And simultaneously, you need to approach a relevant publisher to publish your game. If it is your first game. Unless you don't have finances, you always go to publishers to publish your game. This is for mobile games I'm talking about, not for PC. I mean, it's few of the points of a PC also. Yes.
Okay. So, so you're saying like it's better to go for a publisher instead of self-publishing if it's a mobile game, right?
No, it's not a mobile game or a PC game, whether it's Steam game or anything. The thing is, if particular indie developer has a backed up investors, right, or he had a good finances and he knows what to do in marketing, then never go for publishers. You will lose 50% of your share, right? So if you don't have anything, you don't know anything about marketing, and you don't have budgets to market your game, I mean, you don't have finances, that is the time you require a publisher. And you and I know very well about it.
Yeah. So when the featuring is alone like enough for to make your premium game successful.
See, the best example is Sigma Games, Himanshu Manwani, right? Yeah. He never approached publishers. Publishers did approach him quite a few times. So all the time, whenever he releases a premium game, he approaches iOS and Google Play Store guys to feature their game. A single feature, that's it. It changes the face of the game itself.
Yes.
And all of them are premium games.
So and even we had In My Shadows this time.
Yes, in My Shadows has Nakul has a good universal backed, right? Yeah. So that is other point. He had investor backed. It's not publisher backed, but it's investor backed game.
Yes, and but I got a feeling that when we started the premium games, nowadays they're open to see the premium games in India. So even yes. In My Shadows, they are releasing in PlayStation. Now it got featured in PlayStation YouTube channel. So yes. It's yes. something that's new that's happening in our premium game market in India.
Yes. I mean, look out for this 2022. Almost 30 to 40 premium games, high quality games are coming up, yes. And one game is from us.
And I'm also very much excited on Mukti because it was Vaibhav is planning
6 years
for a long time.
Yes, yes.
And finally, he got the epic and waiting for that game. And
yes,
yeah,
yes.
I think yeah, even Ogrehead Studios is coming up with one game, Yoda.
Ogrehead, I mean, Yoda is coming 2023, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I guess.
It's coming next year, Yoda, and that's another game to watch out for sure.
Yeah. It's been more after the. It's the first. Asura is the first PC game that been talked.
Yes.
On indie scale. In India, actually.
That's yes. The way he marketed is top notch. Zayn is very good at it, and he made the buzz out of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think that is one of the most reason, why we had this Raji and other games after that.
Yeah. Kind of.
Yes. So, what advice and tips you would give? For the people who like to publish their premium games in Steam or any other platforms, what will be the steps and procedures?
Just now I mentioned right about approaching YouTube influencers, everything. These are the points, and which I didn't mention about PC games. I can talk about that, which is for Steam. It is very straightforward. Make a good game, promote it really well. Always keep an eye for wish lists and pre-release offers. You need to grab the attention. You just cannot release a game and expect people to download it, right? You always need to grab people's attention by getting more wish lists, getting more pre-release offers, and giving your demo of your game, asking them to play your game, and get things done. So, as you asked the last question, I have told everything about the
Yeah,
mobile things,
yeah, mobile
right?
thing you have mentioned already. So currently,
This
like
is
you're making hyper casual games with Crazy Labs, and you're also running
yes,
Crazy Hubs in Hyderabad along with Street
yes,
Lamb Games. So,
yes.
what is Crazy Hubs, and like what are you doing in Crazy Hubs Hyderabad? Like because a lot more people have this doubt here.
Technically, I mean, this is they have 5 hubs throughout the world, in Serbia, Turkey, India. Like there are different places, and many more coming up in the worldwide. So there, Streetlight Games and Crazy Labs collaborated and started Crazy Hubs Hyderabad, as you all know about it. So this program is all about hyper casual games, not premium games, not about indie game segment. It's all about hyper casual games. It's a place where you get funded, you get space to work for 4 to 6 months, and you get taught about hyper casual or the market trends, for I mean, knowing about KPIs, knowing about everything about hyper casual. Your perception of hyper casual will be changed, right? And these are the games. It's all about making a game in 1 or 2 weeks, not about 1 or 2 months,
Yes.
right? It's as simple as that. This Crazy Hubs is all about hyper casual games.
So, like, who are the right person for this hub program? Like, how will it benefit, the participants of the hub or the jammers here? So, if a jammer like looking
Jammers, yeah,
towards
yeah.
like crazy hubs, like what they can benefit from the hub?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, see, most of the jammers are students, if I'm not wrong, right, Wesley?
Yes.
Yeah, so right people are students, man, who are especially in final years and who wants to start start a studio, or who wants to work on hyper casual games, right? Or other than students, we are looking out for any studios who wants to come into hyper casual markets, or any premium studio who wants to learn and try hyper casual games. This program is for them, right? So that's one thing. For jammers, it's definitely a greatest fit for hub, Beshi. So the thing is, these jammers are really good at speed, and speed is the key of hyper casual games. So
Yes.
if both of these things mix up, and they are going to win the world, right? And on top of that, the benefits of it is, apart from learning about hyper casual, they get funded every month. They get funded, right?
Yes.
And post 4 months, they might get a deal with Crazy Labs themselves on exclusive deal, whatever it is. They might help them make them as a better company, or start their own company. Or in this 4 month itself, they might get a chance to release their own game on a global platform,
Yes.
right? So yes, it's a great fit for them.
So how much does the the participant in the hub gets funded every month, and like what will be the revenue share for if they get to release with the Crazy Labs?
See, as per it might change from batch to batch.
Okay.
So far, we are giving around $350 per person per month. If
Okay.
a team of 3 guys, it's a 3 into 350, right?
Okay. Okay.
I mean, which is $1,050 per month per
Okay.
team. I mean, it's per person, $350,
Okay.
and which is, I mean, revenue share. It depends. I mean, it's currently around 20% or so, but it depends from batch to batch. We don't know about that. I can't give a concrete answer on that.
Okay.
Going through, yeah.
All right. Fine. What would you say to the jammers who looking to start their own indie studio? What advice you would give them?
The best advice I give them is patience. Patience, that's your answer, man. I can tell you that. We know you guys are running behind passion, but have some patience. Literally, it took me 16 months, 13 days to get my 1 rupee mark.
Yes.
Right? I have seen quite a few studios in front of my eyes. They have closed their studios just because they didn't get money in 4 months, 5 months, 6 months.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
I was thinking about earning 1 lakh rupee, just 1 lakh rupee. Now I'm thinking about crores, not lakhs. That is the difference between my day one and now. So,
That's
and I'm telling you, do not worry when you fail. right? Never worry when you fail. You just keep retrying. Start small, make it big. Just stick to trends. So I can tell loads and loads of suggestions. Yes, I want to tell one more point is that always approach your industry experts, right? Like me or Mario or any other established studios, so we can guide you thoroughly. What is your next step? Where you're going wrong? We can guide you, right?
Yes.
So
So
yeah,
since like at our time, like we don't have that much, exposure to the industry mentors, that where it lag for us at a lot of time. So currently, but
true,
like
true.
nowadays, like like Deepak is here, like I'm there, and like Surajit, like Vaibhav,
Yes,
Chirag, like everyone is like open
this
to network with the game developers, and they are like ready to help everyone. So I think like
true.
if you are having starting your own indie studio, you can like always contact Deepak or Chirag Chopra from Lucid Labs or Sigma Games, Himanshu.
If
So
yeah,
these
if you
guys can
guys
help you a
want
lot more
to,
better. And even
yeah, if you guys
Zion
want,
from Overhead Studios.
yes, yes. See that the thing is, if these guys wants to contact any one of them, Vaibhav, Nikhil, whoever they're in,
Yeah.
just ping me. I can connect with them.
Yeah. Yes. You can
And
do that as well.
and and especially two more points I want to say to the people who wants to start indie studio. The thing is, please secure funds at least 1 to 2 years of running a studio, right? And that's one main part I would like to say. And don't right away jump into starting a private limited company or starting your company in a physical space in the very first year. You can just register under proprietorship, and right away you can start the company and do it. Don't go too much deep into creating your the studio into something big. Start small, make it big. That's I just want to tell these 2 points. That's it, Beshi.
Okay, cool. So what kind of games do you like to play, Deepak? Any two of your favorite games you have?
Bro, I can say 20 plus favorite games. So,
The most favorite, the most time you spend any two games.
first of all, apart from my games, okay, I mean, any day I would say my games are favorite games of mine. If not
Awesome.
our games, I love Dota 2, Witcher, God of War, Last of Us. It's an endless list, bro. It's huge list.
Okay, cool. Fine. So I
Yes.
think like that's it. Like, you want to say anything to our jammers related to premium games?
Nothing in specific. I mean, I want these guys to concentrate more on this jam, the global game jam. This is where all over the world we get the talent from. This is not something a time pass. We never consider this as a time pass. We learned a lot. So day one will be excited. Day two starting will be very down that we feel that we are not making any progress. Arey macha, nothing is happening. Chalo, this is not for us. That's when you have to be brave. By the end of the hub, I mean, by end of the game jam, that's where you'll understand what is this all about. So don't lose hope. Just give your best. I believe there are professional jammers are here.
Yes.
They can give their best. There might be new guys who doesn't even know much about global game jam. So this is for them. Don't lose hope. Just give your best. That's it
Okay.
from me, Beshi.
All right. So one more question regarding the crazy hubs. So if they are
Yes.
participating in their hubs, and like if they are making games, they're learning hyper casual.
Yes.
Like what will be after this 4 months of batch? Like it's like a 4 months of program in crazy hubs. What will happen after the 4 months to the participants?
So after 4 months, if they're really talented, if they're achieving everything, nice performance, they don't have to overperform. But if they're nicely performing, so Crazy Labs can if can give a deal like paper prototype or exclusive deal. So they'll make a deal as per the studio or I mean who are the teams, right?
Yeah.
So it would be epic. That's for sure.
All right.
So,
So
yeah.
I think like it's questions time. Like anyone have any questions regarding premium games or the crazy hubs? program, you can raise your hand. Okay. We have Rajesh here. Rajesh, you can accept. Rajesh, I have requested to speak. You can accept and talk. Hi, Rajesh.
Hello, can you
Hi,
hear me?
Rajesh. Yeah, we can hear you.
Hi, Deepak. How are you?
I'm absolutely good.
My doubts are all about the Crazy Laptops accelerator.
Sure.
Yesterday I got chance to speak with Surajit, so he discussed few points about it.
Sure.
I actually following this Crazy Hubs for a pretty long time before yesterday.
Okay.
I was actually waiting for that moment that it will be coming and happening in Chennai here, and I heard some
Okay.
news that it will be coming in few months, or I don't know the exact date, but it will be coming.
Yep.
In that case, how we can be getting prepared for that actual part.
The thing is,
Myself, we are actually a small team, so we just
Okay.
wanted to have a small company in the space of hyper casual games. So that's what we are trying to do, and we think this is our right opportunity to grab their attention and those sort of things. So how we can be getting ready for that?
so especially if you want to get inside Hub is like a post registration. So we'll contact you guys through your portfolio. And portfolio, try to have one or two not good, have hyper casualish games in your portfolio to showcase that you can make a game. So once your portfolio is good, we'll contact you and we'll send you a mail and we'll give you a task. And we'll give you a task and we'll give you a certain number of days to finish the task. So by end of that day, you have to submit what are the tasks we had given to you. If task is good, and we are ultra liberal, we are never been strict, or we never see a lot of particularities. We are very liberal. So, and if your task is good, if you pass the task, then you'll go to interview round. It's just to know that whether you're fit for the hub or not. Right? That's a simple structure. There's a simple structure how the hub selections goes on. Right, and for preparing it, Jam is a great place for you to prepare yourself. Right, the speed, majorly speed, and stick to the trends. Always stick to the trends. That's it. And for Hyderabad Hub, almost 100 teams. Sorry.
Okay, we have 100 teams there. There you go.
That's what 100 teams approached for us. There are a few teams had given us premium style games, which they won't fit for the hub, right? So you need to look into what kind of games you're making into.
So it's like more
right. Yes. Not only Chennai, man, you can approach for Mumbai and Hyderabad also, right, Bestie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like actually, the hub is only available in Hyderabad and Mumbai for now. So
yes, for now. That. Yes.
I have another doubt also. During the our team are mostly working in companies. So during that 4-month period, how will be working for the hub?
It's a physical, right? You have to come down to the physical space. You have to work from there. It's we are not allowing any work from home.
Okay. So it's we have to be there at full time, right?
Yes, you have to be there at full time. Yes.
Okay.
So always about coming out of your comfort zone and trying something new if you are starting a studio.
Exactly. It's one point is that, and second point is that it's not only from Crazy Labs or Street Lamp Games and Fire Score. You can learn a lot from your other hubbies, other hub members, other teams who are very good at something else. You can learn from them also. So that is the reason we ask them to be at physical place, right? Yes.
As you said, $350 you said, right? It is for during that 4 month, right?
During that 4 months. Suppose that you'll get more if you're performing really well. You'll get more and more. So that's for the hub period. It's a rule is that's that. It might change for the next batch. We don't know. Yet to confirm.
Okay. Then after the 4-month period, you said you can also have some sign with the Crazy Labs as a deal. Like in that
Yes.
case, like how it will be like running the how the funding will be given to us.
That's what, like, even in the hub period, Crazy Labs will send you the money, right?
Okay.
Same way, after the deal, you will talk to him. It's not Streetland Games or Firescore will involve in your deal. You will talk to Crazy Labs people directly. So you will discuss about your deal. You commit to some terms, right? Then, if it is a paper prototype, means if you make a prototype, post giving the prototype, you'll get money. If it is exclusive per monthly, you'll get monthly. You give an invoice, you'll get money. That's as simple as that.
Okay. Okay.
A straightforward deal, that is.
I
It
think like
depends on.
one thing like I would say like many of the indie developers who wish to start a studio, like they want to know the terms and condition of the publishers. Like I missed this point actually to ask. Can you explain about
Sure.
that?
I mean, see, I'm not going to name few publishers. I have signed a deal which is 35 pages agreement. But for Crazy Labs, I have signed a 3 pages agreement, darling. They are very, very straightforward. And legality wise, I cannot name few points. Right. So if you are specific about few things, I can explain on that. But it's a very huge thing
No,
about
actually,
legality.
like in general, I'm asking if I'm having a premium game, like I'm approaching a
Yes.
publisher, like what will be their rev share, like how much rev share they will be giving
You
to us, and that kind of stuff.
usually it's about 50-50 revenue share or 60-40 revenue share, where we get 40, they get 60. Right? It's normally 50-50 is a very good deal, usually in this gaming industry. So where they spend their money to market our game, right? Buying UA, everything. And if it's an established game, if the game is released in, post 1 month, if they approached you, they'll give you minimum guarantee amount. Let's say $20,000, $50,000, or 100K. And there are certain deals like milestone agreements. Let's say if your game passed CPI, we'll pay you this much. If your game passed day one, we'll give you this much. Or certain number-based milestones, such as okay, if your game crossed 1 million downloads, we'll pay you $100K. If your game crossed the 5 million downloads, we'll give you this much. There are different terms and conditions are there for each publisher. It's all about what you choose. I don't know whether I satisfied your question, Mario, but
No, yeah, like actually, like I wanted them to know like the deals because like many of the jammers here are like the indie developers who like to start like they will ask why we need to give like that amount of share to the publisher. So they know because it is their
let's
first time
say
they are like like approaching about because that's the reason like many of the startups like they ignore to approach the publisher thing. It's actually
yes. I'll answer that, Bessie. I'll answer that.
okay.
2015, 2016, we thought of buying players. We thought buying players is a crime. We don't even know what is the meaning of UA, which is user acquisition. We come to know user acquisition is important for any game. So, which means you need to buy the users, you need to buy players, which will cost you lakhs and crores. So, once you buy inorganic installs, then you end up going into top 100, top 50. Then you eventually get organic installs. For that, do we have money? A big question mark. If we don't have 50 lakhs or 1 crore to push our game, we can never see our game in top charts. It's just people, 50% of the people, they think if my 10 friends or 10 neighbors download my game, if they rate 5-star, that's enough, it will go to top charts. Nothing will happen. The fact is that you need loads and loads of money. You want to go to some ad mediations, just take an example, Unity ads. You need to start a UA, you need to start with $3,000 minimum, which is 2 lakhs. With that amount, will we go to top 100? Chanceless.
Yes.
And for premium games is another ball game altogether. I'm just talking about hyper casual. But premium games it's a different ball game altogether.
So, any more questions, guys?
Feel free,
Mine.
anything.
One question is that. So it's from Vengayam. Like you talked about starting your indie studios. Like we talked about that. Like what if someone wish to join an indie developer studio? So like hiring the developers for indie studio. Like what is all about that?
Sure. I mean, for indie developer studio, first thing is that do not assume that you will be getting big packages. You will start with low, but you eventually grow very high. Standard salary price will be slightly different, but you will learn a lot. So most of the indie studios are approaching iCat, Backstage Pass, ProSimedu. We are taking from them, or we are getting quite a few mails and resumes in LinkedIn, and we're right away calling them. We are approaching them, and we're taking them, right? And
Then like
and that's
I think like he wants to know like what kind of skill sets that needs to fit in indie developer
no,
studio.
that's one answer. I cannot answer Vengayam. The thing is, my thought process is totally different. I believe in trust more than talent. I'm a typical guy, actually, right? So I believe in people who sees a vision. Like I want to make a good game rather than I want to grow fast. See, I don't go for them. So that's one thing. And most of the indie studios, like if you go with Mario, Vaibhav, I mean Underdogs, Himanshu, whoever it is, they'll go for this. So I mean, it's typical answer I cannot give actually.
So any more questions? Like you can raise your hands or like you can drop on no mic.
Hi.
Hi, Sivanesh.
Yeah. You said about starting indie studios, right? So my question is that would it be better to start a indie studio right away as you graduate from a college, or is it better if you like work in a company, gain experience, and then start a studio?
Both are good ways. If you're very confident to start your own game, you have very good knowledge, I would recommend you to start your company right away. And with a developer and artist or a group of friends, I would recommend that. But if you really want to learn and if you want to understand the market standards, what's happening around, work with any company for 2-3 years, then come out, you'll learn more. That's the other point. I would always recommend, if you are confident, go for a company, no problem.
Okay, fine. Thanks.
Most welcome, man.
So anyone else like we have some time. Any design?
Feel free when.
Yeah. Anyone? You can also
Don't think
drop
that. Yeah.
You can also drop in chat like if you don't want to speak up. So, do we have anything in streaming? Yunesh, do we have any questions in YouTube streaming? No, we don't have anything right now.
Cool. I believe Surajit had cleared quite a few doubts on Crazy Herbs and a lot of things.
Yes.
So,
They were like he cleared all the doubts mostly. I thought like maybe
okay.
there will be some indie developers here like who would like to start in the studios on their own, like so they can ask some questions on that. So it's okay.
Sure.
Cool. Fine. Cool. Then like I think like we can end this session. Thank you,
We
Deepak.
can wrap.
Thank you very much.
Most welcome. Most welcome, Bashi. Means a lot. Thank you, guys. Thanks for hearing my my session. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Deepak.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Hello. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. No. Like everything is fine. Like I think I'm because like I saw the sessions before. Like like most of the people who had this doubt, like they didn't show up for the session. Maybe they are like busy with the jam or something. So even if we have any questions, they will be dropping out. Like we'll open a thread. Like if we have any. What is the hiring for your studio?